All right, everyone. It's been a while since I've posted. Um, it's kind of been crazy. I don't really need to go through too much about what the world's been going through and everything. It's just been kind of nuts. But as you can see, I moved, so that's kind of one of the reasons I haven't been posting is getting settled. And we moved right before the pandemic, and so that's been kind of wild getting everything situated and getting settled in and stuff like that. So that's been kind of crazy. Life got kind of crazy, and so didn't really prioritize posting videos to YouTube again or throughout that. But now that things are starting to settle down, I kind of wanted to get back in it and just make a couple videos and kind of keep up with things again. So I made a few notes because I knew I'd get off topic. So yeah, in the midst of everything that's been going on, I hope that the videos that I have posted have been helpful to people. I know that especially those of us with social anxiety, it can be really tough during this time because we tend to be reclusive and stay indoors. It's kind of what we're told to do, and so myself, and I'm sure many of you find that it's sort of validation for staying in and not going out, not seeing people. I know that can be kind of justification for avoidance, and we know that avoidance is one of the worst things we can do. It's one of the things that keeps anxiety alive and keeps it thriving in our lives. So I just hope that you guys have been kind of trying to get out as much as you can, as you've found safe, trying to get out and just do certain things that just kind of get you exposed a little bit, and not just being stuck indoors for days and weeks on end to the point where your social anxiety is allowed to grow and grow. One of the things that I've found that really helps me during this time is exercise. So that's been really important for me. Every day I've been exercising, and some days I do more rigorous exercise. Other days I do much less rigorous exercise, like just going for a walk and listening to the audio portion of my therapy is extremely helpful. I find that it allows me to just kind of get out of my own head and just focus on my therapy, focus on Dr. Richard's audio, the audio tape that he does in each session, and it just allows me to soak that information in day after day after day, between that and the handouts for each session, so that I can just continue to just tell my brain what I want and what I want to believe, and that I'm sick of the lies that I told myself in the past. So that is something that I find that with walking, it tends to be something that it's enough of an activity that it keeps you occupied, but it's not so mentally demanding that you can still focus on the therapy, which is pretty important, because I find that for me to sit and listen to a therapy session for an hour is pretty not possible for really anyone. In my opinion, it's hard to focus for that long. So walking is a great way to do that, and it has been proven to help your brain process information better. So while you're listening, it's a great way to do that. I think I said I've started another round of therapy. I think this is the third round now. The first round I was pretty aggressive with it. Second round I stopped for a while and I didn't do it all the way through, and it's one of those things where the therapy is an amazing tool. It's the right tool, but if you don't use it properly, then you won't get the results. I correlate a lot of this with physical exercise, because that's what I am very familiar with. And if you're not physically, or let me restart. If you're not buying the right equipment, then that's one thing. But if you do have the right equipment and you just kind of look at it and maybe pick it up every now and again, you're not really going to see results, even if it's great, expensive equipment. I find that when I go golfing, I might be with people that have all the right equipment, or see all the people that have all the right equipment, the expensive clothes, all this different stuff, but they're just as good as me and I'm wearing average clothes. But so it's not the tools that make you better, it's that you consistently practice and you consistently use them, and that's what makes you better at anything, whether you're golfing, whether you're working on overcoming social anxiety, whatever it is, you can make progress against it by applying those therapy techniques and strategies again and again. It's practice makes perfect. It's not just having the right tool. And then just real quick, I am gonna keep making videos. That's my plan. It helps me with my therapy and processing stuff, and I think that it really helps get the message out there that there is hope and there is help. I would have never in a million years made a video and shared this with the world. It's something that you have to be vulnerable and do. And I never told a single soul that I struggled with this, and now here I am doing this. So it just takes time. It takes practice. But anyway, I am going to make some more videos. And then one thing I really quick wanted to share was from a prior session that I did. I think it was session 6, and I'm in session 7. But in session 6, one of the big things was it talked about the look around technique. So what the look around technique is, I'm not sure if I've talked about it or not, but it's a huge behavioral technique that we use when we're in social situations. And what we do is we essentially just consciously are aware to, as a reminder, to look around and see what's going on around us in situations where we might feel rushes of adrenaline, rushes of anxiety. You know, we're scared, we have all this anxiety, and you're shaking, you might be sweating, you've got a lump in your throat, your body thinks and your brain thinks that there's a threat. And in those moments, it's hard to remember just off the top of your head to do these things. But that's what the therapy does, is you read it day after day after day to where it becomes an automatic thing that comes to you in the moment, to where you don't have to try as much to remember. But anyway, what you do is you just simply look around slowly. You're not trying to stare at people in the eye or bring attention to yourself, but you just kind of look around just like everyone else does when you're in a store, at a checkout, walking through the mall, whatever. And even though you might feel anxious, you feel uncomfortable, you might have these feelings, these physical sensations they're not dangerous, but they're just very uncomfortable. You just look around real gently, carefully, and you just see what people are doing. You see if anyone is looking at you. You see if anyone is judging you harshly, if anyone is negatively assessing you. Because the purpose of this is when we feel anxious in these situations, it feels like people are staring at us, that people are looking at us, looking to see if we look dumb, if we walk funny, if we're sweating, if our hair looks goofy, whatever it is that maybe we have an insecurity about ourselves, and we feel that they're narrowing or zeroing in on that. What we tend to do is just assume that because we feel this way, that this is a result of people looking at us like this, using emotional reasoning. Well, to combat this, all we literally have to do is just look around and see if people are actually looking at you. And I can tell you from my experience that I've probably used the look around technique over 100 times, even more. And I've never, not once, found that what I was imagining was going on around me was what was actually happening. So in my head, I imagined that I would look up and everyone would be looking at me, whispering, judging, laughing. Your brain comes up with this scenario that it's trying to protect you. So look away, divert your eyes, and just live in this uncomfortable feeling. Well, when you use the look around technique, you prove to yourself with your own eyes, through seeing is believing, that no one's actually looking at you. Like, no one cares about what you're wearing, like what you're doing, the way you walk. we kind of think that we're the center of everyone's universe and they're all there in the mall to judge us and look at us. When the truth of the matter is that no one cares, and that people might look at you for 1 to 2 seconds and take their eye off and never look again. That's just kind of the way people are, and nobody really cares what we're doing. So I could go into that some more later, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. And if any of you have bought Dr. Richards Therapy, if you kind of want more information on it, just leave a comment or send me a message, and I can definitely give you more information on it. It's very helpful. It's something that I can best describe as a paradigm shift in your brain. It's not a quick fix. It's not easy, but it is simple. It's a simple therapy. It's not something that you have to be super smart to do, highly intelligent, anything like that. It's something that is very simple, but it takes a lot of work. But it's worth it, because you don't want to live with this for the rest of your life. You don't want to live with the constant fear, the constant anxiety, the negative view of the world and yourself. It's just not worth it. Life is too short. So anyway, I'm rambling. So just hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and hope this video finds you and that it helps you. And yeah, thanks.